Welcome back to the Berg podcast. Thanks for joining us today. With me today is Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And it is Christmas. It's an exciting time of the year. Christmas, so we're recording this a couple of days early, but this will come out on Christmas Day, right? Is
Really?
Christmas?
If someone does their job, it'll come out on Christmas. I mean, right? Somebody's got to do. I'm not putting anybody down, but I mean, we don't work on Christmas.
We don't work on Christmas.
Maybe it comes out Christmas Eve.
Yeah, maybe Christmas Eve. Yeah, I'll get on him about that. Yeah, it should be
Christmas week. It will be out on Christmas week.
It usually posts like
midnight or something?
Early morning between like 3 and 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So
load it. It has to be uploaded by a certain point.
It's got to be uploaded anyways.
Yeah.
We do some family gathering stuff happen. Yeah. Well, it'll be out sometime around Christmas. But this is the Christmas episode. So Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Fourth one, I guess, of these, right?
Yeah. Holy smokes. Yeah. I don't know what the timing is. Is it the 4th or the 5th?
I think it's the 5th because I think we
we're
started
plus
in like
5
the fall,
years, or
didn't
plus
we?
4 years. So
right.
Yeah, well, over 4 years, we should have had a Christmas episode.
Yeah. I mean, we got to have enough in the data bank. We can start doing one of those best stuff at some point, right? Someone's got to listen
Maybe
to
the
all
worst
that.
stuff.
That's the thing. You have to screen all of it to figure out if there was anything worth reposting.
I'm sure AI can do that.
It's probably.
Bunch of little like 3-second clips to make a whole episode out of that.
Yeah, we put 4 years worth of material in and hope we get 20 minutes.
I hope we can get one podcast.
Yeah, can we get one episode?
Yeah.
But
Crazy.
all right, the 5th Christmas, which is cool. And for like a couple of days, it felt like Christmas because we had
it was so nice.
like 7 inches of snow on the ground, and overnight it's all gone. It was
vanished.
This morning on my way, I was like, "There's no snow. Where'd it go?"
Yeah.
And it went from like 17 degrees to 57 degrees and rain.
It's going right back to 17. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's just going to. What it did was it thawed.
Probably
a lot of water. It's going to soak in the ground and it's going to freeze like a cinder block. It's going to be great.
Oh, good. That's perfect.
It's going to be great.
It's perfect. Yeah.
I saw the weather report this morning said, that it was going to snow, whatever it was, a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and it was going to be 60 degrees. But there was a chance of refreeze. Now the 50-mile-an-hour winds, they said, will probably dry it off. But if it doesn't get dried off, it is definitely going to be frozen tomorrow morning.
Great.
This is perfect.
I think this is how you get sick. Like when it goes from like 60 to
effect.
17 back to
Yeah.
And they try and tell you that the weather doesn't do it, it's all the other stuff, but there's just no way that, like, I mean, even if you it's in the field. I mean, think about it. Like one day you go out, you got your coats on.
Mm-hmm.
Next day you go out, don't need a coat.
You're sweating.
Yeah, and then the next day you're like, oh, I'm just playing on the day before.
Yeah.
And, the coat's sitting at home or wherever it is.
It was consistent for a while. It's been cold. We had a cold December.
Yeah, cold weeks.
After Thanksgiving, it got cold, and it stayed cold for the most part.
It seemed like it skipped there. Like it dropped like 30 degrees and just like dropped and stayed there.
Yeah, we went from like Indian summer to winter.
Yes.
Yeah, to winter. So, although I mean, there are a couple more storms out there. There's a chance we'll get white again here around Christmas, which hasn't happened in a long time.
I heard the potential for white Christmas, right? Which is
going out to buy their jewelry because they get it for free if it actually happens.
Snow's on Christmas, you got to be out there in the morning, which is not real exciting. I mean, it sounds exciting, but for the folks who have to work, it's not good.
No, so that's. I mean, it's a catch-22, right?
We always say, I hope it snows between like 9 and 5 on the weekdays.
Yeah.
Except for Christmas.
I mean, that's Christmas Eve storm wouldn't be the end of the world. We're already working, and if you can get the storm in, get everybody home, and then the kids still get to enjoy snow on the ground because it looks pretty.
We're going into the memory bank here, but there was a Christmas, and it was when we were doing like residential snow plowing or like HOA snow plowing, which
you can never do that.
Yeah, and it was a place too where they made the call. It was like a 2-inch kicker. It wasn't automatic like we do now.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I talked to them Christmas Eve. They're like, nah, we're going to let this go. No big deal. I'm at my parents' place at like lunchtime, and they're like, it's snowing more than we thought and whatever. Didn't have equipment on the site at that point. Like we'd move it in and out every time there was a storm. So I just remember like all of us looking at each other. Let's gear up. We had to go pick up the equipment at other job sites, bring it to the snow site and everything like that. And, at that point, I think there was maybe 6 or 8 of us. So, it wasn't asking a huge team, but we all went out and worked that one. And I remember another time where it was a Christmas Eve storm. And I went out myself because I didn't want to call people in. And that was when you were still at the other company.
Yeah.
And you're like, just open
I
up.
said, I remember that. I said, it was me with some of my best work, right? Because if a win-win, if everybody gets what they want and client gets what they want and you get to make money, that's good.
Right.
And so I said to Ford, I was like, listen, don't call everybody out, but you just come in. Ford had no kids at that point. I said, you just come in and just drive around, get the thing open. I was like, we'll deal with it afterwards. I was like, but if you get it open, it's a billable event.
And they're not there. So
And there's nobody there. It's closed.
Right.
I mean, you might have two people there.
We're required to do it, but the pressure point is lower because there's no.
Yeah. And so Ford went in by him. I remember that I was calling and checking because I had kids at that point. And I was calling and checking. I was like, "Are you good?" And he was like, "I'm good." But he was there by himself. Like it's like can make a movie of it. And it was billable, so it worked out
for everybody. I just remember it was like
keeping the place open.
Get the main roads done and all that kind of stuff, and don't worry about the rest of the stuff. We'll deal with it later. Yeah. And it was just funny because I remember that those were the 2 Christmases for sure that I remember having. Like, that's one of those things where it's an emergency service, and so that's part of the game.
Yeah, when it happens, it happens.
And it is that time of year. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, we should be expecting winter weather right now, but you're kind of just hoping it matches our schedule.
I would like winter weather on a particular schedule every Tuesday, Thursday, 2 inches, and be done by 5 a.m. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not asking for much, just a little,
Well, and it's funny too with this time of year that we always, we look back, we try and celebrate everything. We have we have a Christmas luncheon. We've everything. It's become like a pattern. Like you expect what you're going to do. You know when it comes. People send things to the office, buy gifts for each other. It's a cycle. And but it also, even though our fiscal doesn't match up, it's still the end of the year. You know what I mean? It's still like putting it in our memory banks. Like, okay, now we're gonna start up and do it again. And we've talked about it that the fiscal year switch made sense when we did it. Maybe it still makes sense now.
Sure.
I don't know. If we had to do it over again, I don't know that we would say like, yeah, that definitely makes sense. But you never really get away from the calendar year being the end. Like in other words, this is the end of, especially here, because here generally we don't have a lot of snow in December. Now this year has been predicted for months that you would have an early winter and that it would not be as harsh a winter late.
Wait, a prediction's right?
Well,
for now.
I feel like the Farmer's Almanac type predictions a lot of times are
historical data,
accurate. And even if you take like some of the sources we look at when they give you like a general overview of the winter based on some patterns, it is very vague. It's almost like when people go to the palm readers or like the crystal ball.
Right.
They give you enough information that you can glean whatever happens.
Someone
to
in your
accurate.
family is having a disagreement.
Right.
Really?
It's family? Yeah, okay, we got that.
Really?
So I feel like those can give you some sort of guidance.
Yeah.
But weather forecasts, we were talking about it the other day that all of our kids, they should either be engineers or weathermen or geologists because, you really...
You're allowed to be wrong.
You just
have a lot of gray space.
Yeah,
a lot of gray.
You provide an educated guess.
A lot of liberty in the response.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that there's a different industry that can make such a big deal out of nothing when they need to, and then just like, have amnesia the next morning. Like, yep, no big deal, move on. But that's the fun part. I mean, we talked about it before. We've talked about it multiple times about how, it's such a crazy thing because Christmas, everybody in general is in a better mood. They're happy, they're having get-togethers or seeing family or friends that they haven't seen in a while. They're going out, they're having things to give to other people, all that kind of stuff. And then January 1st happens and it's like right into the cold season for us, right? So it's like, all right, as soon as that's over, slam the door. It's time to get back to, gnarly weather, and people like Dan, I like that. That's one thing. Everyone else like, when is that sun coming out again? I want to know.
It is gray. That is the thing. You do notice here.
A little bit of sunshine.
I need that vitamin D as much as possible.
The girls have been watching it every day.
You need a hot tub. Yeah. You like it, but
the girls have been watching it every day. Though we like to go. We go to J Peak. Every year for the most part, that's where we go. And they've been watching. They have 196 inches of snow already. At
Are you talking about skiing?
I am talking about skiing. Yes. Well, we were talking about snow, which is another S.
Okay.
Tamara probably doesn't like that one either.
That snow, the snow that isn't the S on the list. So, not yet.
Not yet. We could make it there, but it.
No, that's fun though.
It's fun, and we're keeping an eye on it. You know, we're excited to go.
That's
up
a
there.
lot. 196. Is that a lot? I mean,
it
sounds like a lot.
It's been 40 years since they've had 200 inches before the new year, and they're going to have it. They got the same warm up we did, but the weather up there is crazy and volatile.
Mm-hmm.
But I had read the report, and it said, they had 190. They're skiing everything. It's going to get real warm today, and rain, driving wind, and then it's going to be like 2 by tonight, and then it's supposed to snow 2.5 feet by Monday. So it'll just That's it's actually a perfect condition because it ices everything, like locks everything in, and then it snows on top of it, and then you're pretty much set. You should be set for the year that way. But it's also funny to see how different it is up there. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to get rid of the snow on these roads, and that's
you just live with it.
Yeah, I mean, when the guys were out and we ended up pushing, it's been a while since we actually had to use the dozers and snow, but we had to do it this past storm, and we have this huge pile of snow, and it's the funniest thing that we do. Of all the things that we do, it's probably the craziest. You know what I mean? We're going to take snow, we're going to push it into a pile, then we're going to load it in triaxles, and then we're going to dump it off of a hill, and then we're going to push it off with a dozer, and then it's going to rain and it's going to be gone. And we'll have done virtually nothing.
We did a lot, but you can't prove it.
You did a lot of work.
And the evidence is all gone.
But
isn't that true of most of our work?
It is.
So, it's different because
if you
think about it, right? You think about it, do a ton of work, and at the end of it, most of the evidence is gone because something new is there. There's a building on top of it. There's a parking lot. Well, that's whatever it might be.
I think we talked about it. That I am continuing to put it off, but we're supposed to go to Longwood at some point in the next 2-3 weeks. Yeah. And it'll be the first time I take girls to Longwood since we were at Longwood. And I'm still just trying to. You
going for the Christmas lights?
I'll go for Christmas lights.
Yeah, I think
it goes till after January, but we're going to be away, so I really have to go in the next 2 weeks because we'll be away. Yeah. And I wanted to sort of get there when the snow was there because I think that would have looked neat.
Could look cool. Yeah.
So we'll see what I do, but it is one of those things. I know they definitely have a sense of how long we were there, how much work we did, how many people, they've heard me talk about man hours and everything else. But in the thing, in the project that will probably someday be the thing that, when Ford makes a book 50 years from now, there's going to be pictures along.
Really?
I picked Sargent to me, right? I picked Sargent when Sargent made his book. Longwood's going to be in the picture. You know what I mean? It's an amazing site that we built, but it's still, you get there, and everything we did that was of consequence is below the ground again. I mean, now we own all the pavers, and so not exactly, but at best it is the ground. Yeah, maybe. Right? But in other words, the reality is the crazy part about that site was everything that was below it. Yeah. To your point.
What's so funny? So I went for the first time. I went within the last 2 weeks. I forget when it was, but we went and saw the Christmas lights, and I have got a lot of feelings about the process, not the venue necessarily, but the process. And then we all do, but I think, I don't know if it's like a little bit of bitterness in me or what, but I was walking around. I was like, the new stuff, I mean, it's not that nice. Yeah, I was like, the stuff we did underground is freaking cool, but this building's stupid.
Why is the roof not flat?
Yeah, I was like, this curved steel. We really
did you walk up to the steel and just gently caress it as you talked about it?
I'd spit on it. I was like,
oh man, we say he doesn't edit this, but he may have to. If we go this route, he may have to. He may have to.
When you were saying about Ford's going to write a book, though, I read something funny recently. It's I don't know if it's supposed to be motivational or a quip or what, but it was it said something everyone's got a chapter in their book that they don't read out loud. And I was like, this is going to be that chapter. Yeah. If Ford writes this book, that's the one that doesn't get read out loud.
It could be the books where if this, go to page this. You know what I mean? That you read as a kid.
Choose your destiny.
Choose your destiny was that. Ford would have to make it like that.
Yeah. Like, if you'd like to read about Longwood, continue.
Yes. If you're feeling really good and you want to be a little depressed, please read this section.
If you want to skip this chapter,
if you
go
want
to
skip
page.
this chapter, you can go right to chapter X, and you're back to happy again.
You just put it in the back as like an excerpt. It's like, okay, we'll just add that there if you want to,
It's like in the cover. There's like a little envelope in the cover. It's like there's a chapter sealed in the back of the book.
Yes.
You go a different route. It could be like a pop-up in the middle of the book. You open it up, like,
Surprises you.
the glass castle rises right out of the like, close it real fast again. Gets me every time, that thing. Along those lines, it is one of the things that has been really exciting about this Christmas season is that we've made our way back to ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, we really have. Like, we're looking for the work that is the work we want to do. We're looking for the durations and the style and the client and everything. So we've got everything behind us, and we're looking at it like we've turned over a page. We know where we are, and that's exciting. You know what I mean? And it's been really good for the team from a mental and physical standpoint. You know, physically doing the work, but also mentally knowing that, you know, every time they step on a job now, they have the opportunity to be successful and to move forward and to be better. And that's been exciting over the last, 6 months and starting next year, as we roll into new projects, that's an exciting piece for us that we're sort of getting to experience in this season.
Yeah, no, I agree. So.
Yeah, I don't know that you're saying about like how our fiscal year, which like to everybody else, that doesn't really do much to them, right? I mean, to them, they don't understand the difference.
Even to the team, it really, other than a couple months where we talk about it, it's like, hey, we got to get things cleaned up. We got to be.
To them, it's September, right? I mean, it's the fall. They're worried about, pumpkins and that kind of stuff. So to them, it doesn't matter. And just because
into Delco, you hear that? That was pumpkins. That was full Delco.
Pumpkins.
Yeah. But then, for everybody, like, just because the way that the year is set up, like he was saying, this is the end of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter, the dollars and cents don't matter to everybody else. It's, stuff we have to deal with. But for most people, it's just like, okay, here's the end of the year, 2026. What are we looking forward to? Yada, yada, yada. And so, the next episode will be like, all right, 2026, looking forward. But it's a nice wrap up of the year to have the Christmas time when it is, because of the allowance for people to kind of like pull it together and, do all the stuff that they want to do and see the people they need to see and all that kind of stuff. It's a huge difference for them.
Yeah, and it's sort of like a built-in reflection point, right? Like
Thanksgiving started it, and then you kind of have the Christmas to hit as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I think like one of the things that's happened for me over the last decade plus is it's become such a long duration, right? We've been at this for a while now as a team, and even the podcast itself, right? We're talking about it's been 5 years. You know what I mean? That we're on our 5th year. We've been doing this. And the change, like when I really start to think about the little things, and sort of you said reflect on it, you start to reflect on not just the year, but on the process, and think about where we were at different windows, and COVID's always going to be like a marker in a book that it's a marker. You're going to turn to it. Was it before or after COVID, right? Because there were so many changes that occurred. But from a personal standpoint, like I think about, 5 years or 10 years ago, like where you were from a parent standpoint, from the kid standpoint, or where I was, or, where Ford was and our team, you know what I mean? And it becomes really almost surreal to think of how much has changed. You know what I mean? So we've talked before about like Addie's poster in the office, you know what I mean? Like, but now it's becoming my kids, where it's like, you know what I mean? Mara was the, little kid that, like, I strapped her in a seat in the back of, what was the original of the trucks? Was it 7? That truck that we eventually donated to the camp with Ford.
Oh, the single cabber.
The single cab 350, which was actually my first truck.
Yep.
Remember? And I would have like the baby seat backwards in the passenger seat, because there was no other option. I mean, Aaron and I both worked, and sometimes I had to pick up the baby. There was only one kid, I had to pick up the baby, and even like Charlotte was. And
you had to drive to the city to go home every day.
I had to drive to the city to go home every day. You know what I mean? So like I was on the Schuylkill every day. Like just how much has changed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Charlotte was born in a snowstorm when we had Merck. I start to piece that together. And now Charlotte's like this little person. You know what I mean? That goes back and forth and can give me feedback and understands what we do. Mm-hmm. And when we started it, she, when we got together, she wasn't even Charlotte wasn't here.
Yeah.
And I just think about that, of how much has occurred over the course of this. And there's a part of me that thinks like someday, whether it's still us doing the podcast or whatever it is, but we'll be another decade from this, and you'll have a bunch of grandkids, you know what I mean? My kids will be, you know what I mean, in college.
You might have some by then.
I could have some by then. It's not rush here.
I'll be dealing with teenagers.
You're going to be dealing with teenagers.
Yeah. My Addie turned 17 today, and for the first time tonight, my granddaughter's sleeping over. So,
that's exciting.
Wow. That is cool.
Weird, right?
You're going to be that up at 2 a.m. being like, I'm glad this is 17 years ago. Last time, or 16 years ago.
I'm glad it's been 17 years since I had to practice this thing.
I mean, and they're like, that's exciting. Like, you're going to have your first, Christmas as a grandparent. Like, that's, if we had said that, like, we didn't do the podcast in the beginning,
sure,
you know what I mean? But like 12 years ago, we said like, one day we're going to sit here and do a podcast and talk about
grandkids,
your granddaughter. You know what I mean? You'd be like, that's like going to be, that's forever from now. You know what I mean? But you just snap your fingers and you're there. Yeah. And I feel that way about, a lot of the team. We've watched kids grow up and become, the leaders of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, marriages, kids, all the stuff we wrote about, like the articles, like those are the things that really matter. And it's crazy too, because when you're in day to day, like, I'm not saying day to day like operations, but I just mean like my mindset's always day to day, right? Like that's just how I run things. And so like even talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, it was 10 years ago. Like, like even when I was telling those stories about the snow stuff, like I don't remember what year it was. I just remember that like had to jump out on Christmas, no big deal. But you don't really look back at it in a linear process. You just kind of look back at it at those highlights, lowlights, whatever they are, and you're just kind of
right.
You don't have them on the date scale.
They're milestones.
Yes.
You're like, somewhere on the trajectory.
Yeah, like, you see in people's offices, like a date, a year, and like of their schedule, and there's a picture or a little blurb from 2020, a little blurb from 2025, whatever, like they're showing of their timeline.
Right.
And you don't really look at it as like the whole maturation process and how you get from like point A to point B and what's all happened during that time. Yeah. Because, we're end of a year. Okay. 365 days, not piling them together and seeing what gets from point A to point B at the end.
Yeah, well, and you just, life is sort of like what happens in between all these moments, and I don't know how you guys are, but like the way that I remember things, I don't not remember what like sucked, right?
Yeah,
but it's not relevant in my recollection of the process, right? Like, so that's always the thing that is interesting to me. Like, if we were to talk about that time in Houston when we realized the Big Dig was a problem, like I remember everything about it. But if you asked me to talk to you about the story of Berg, I wouldn't tell you that part, right? Because in my recollection of the process, it's just hitting all the things we did that yielded us being better, right? Us improving, us growing, us extending the company. And it's not how my brain works to say like, okay, well then there was this down and then this up. There's no value in that. The down is just what made us stronger to be able to go do the next thing.
Yeah, there's definitely in the value. It just doesn't make the highlight reel.
That's what I mean. I'm not saying there's not value. It's not part of the story for me. Like when I tell the story, the story is taking all of these points that together yielded some end, but almost disregarding all of the things that were impediments or difficulties or learning lessons along the way that were very necessary. Yeah. But I like to tell the story, or I remember the story in a way that I'm only telling you what came out of the thing that was not great. You know what I mean? And so it's it's an interesting perspective, and that's how I sort of operate and how I look at the duration. So
I think that's just human nature too, though, right? I mean, nobody's going to be like, well, I went from this to this.
Some people do.
Well,
or they'd be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be friends with me either. like Eeyore.
I was going to say Eeyore. We got like the Grinch right now.
That was the Eeyore voice. Yeah, Eeyore voice. But I mean, Christmas is always fun. And in things that have changed, I've gone from the having little kids with Christmas now to Mars gotten real expensive all of a sudden. She doesn't want a lot per se, but everything she wants seems to cost a lot of money. Yeah. Her newest one, I don't know if we talked about this at all off the podcast at all, but she told me the other day at dinner, she was like, I was thinking that you should set up a bank account. And I was like, yeah. And she said it would be we'll call it the car account. And I was like, yeah, the car account. What's that for? Well, for my car. And I was like, well,
what are you going to put in it?
What are we going to put in it? And she said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the money that you would spend on you, and we're just going to put that into the account. And if you do that for like the next 3 or 4 years, then you have enough money to buy me a car. I was like, well,
wait a second.
What am I going to buy me anything with? And she was like, well, no, Dad, we need to be able to have a car. And we're eating dinner together, which doesn't happen as much anymore because of all our conflicts. And the other two are sort of looking at her. And then she says, and then I can drive all of us around and we can go everywhere together and we'll be able to. And the other two are like, this is a good, oh, it's like Alice's restaurant. They all move back down on the bench. This is a good idea, Dad. I mean, you just take the money they would spend on you and you put it in the account, and then it's better for everyone. And I was like, I don't know about everyone. I feel like there's definitely somebody it's not better for if we do that plan. But yeah, so that was and that wasn't a Christmas present. Don't get confused. That wasn't on the list.
Did you just say all the sports money were just?
That's exactly what I said. I said actually. All of the money I would spend on me is already going to.
It's already being spent.
It's already spent on you. So
yeah, we already spent it on you.
You're going to have to figure out a different plan that's going to involve you getting enough money for a car. Because that's
it's called a JOB.
It's going to be called. You're going to have to call Uncle Ford and find out which place you're going to go do something that you're not going to enjoy at. and I'm going to be amused when you do it. So just so we're clear, and also don't call me for any help because I will fire you significantly faster than anyone else. So. I don't even need the authority to fire you, and I'll do it. I'll just. It's your father. I'm firing you because I'm really aggravated right now. I'll call Miss Tracy, and she can handle the paperwork. End of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. There's a story. There was a team member of ours that their parent came in and told me that they were going to be a little late for work for the next couple of weeks because they had been. Something had not gone well, and they were not going to be able to drive to work. So the parents were going to bring them in to work for the next month or so. Yeah. And I just laugh about that because it's like that's what you're talking about.
She was on and told that story.
Yeah, oh, did you?
Yeah, she did. She told that story when
she told that story when she was on.
You don't have to hold back.
You don't have to hold back on the
Anybody listening knows who that happens, knows that employee.
She was like, I had the most embarrassing thing happen. Yeah. She's like, my mom came to work. She's like, I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Ford. Like, oh no. Yeah. It's too funny. Yeah.
But also like, it's interesting. It's kind of more like the 2026 conversation, but like to see the change in our community that we help shape, but everybody's helping shape. Like things are just different. Mm-hmm. We're going to have our 18th coffee shop built in Morgantown here soon. At some point,
they're working on 2 of them at a time right
exactly.
now. Yeah.
I don't know how we need to be that caffeinated.
Yeah.
And there's stuff actually happening in this community, which for a while hasn't really
big warehouse going
progressed. Right? Big warehouse.
That's that's a tripwire.
That's
second one warehouse.
Yeah.
It's only 800 trucks a day.
Yeah.
So no problem.
No, our traffic can definitely handle that. Hopefully they all get on the turnpike.
We've got 2 stoplights in this town. It's definitely built for that.
Yes.
They're not even timed right together.
I might need to shift my office to FB, and you might need to shift here because the middle of town,
it's going to be slow.
That's going to be we're going to need a bypass.
There's going to be a lot of alternative routes found across farmers' fields, whatever necessary.
I feel like I'm headed out towards
our bridge here finally got fixed.
Our bridge here got fixed.
Ahead of schedule.
Now
6 months ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
the government never does anything ahead of schedule.
Now
they let it sit for
no
2 years closed. So
Eshelman's over there. They got no bridge now. Now they have a problem, so they can't.
Got to go up over the mountain.
They got to go up over the mountain. But I think that's going to be the route. Is I'm going to have to go out by like Joanna's store, go all the way around Elverson. I got to get around.
Past Tracy's place.
Yeah, I got to go way out that way. The days of me cutting through town are numbered.
Cutting through town. That's a euphemism because you're not cutting through anywhere.
There's no cutting through. You gotta cut around. Carve.
That's what you need to figure out figure out where this bypass is going to go. Buy up the land of where that bypass is going to be because they're going to have to bring it somewhere.
Well, it's really funny.
23 bypass. Yeah. I think that they tried and failed that.
Well, they tried that, but there's a town up near Cabela's, and it's really funny. Like for a while, there's too much traffic because there's Route 78 up there.
Yeah,
and so the town complained for years. Finally, get a bypass. And then all the businesses in town failed because nobody's driving through town anymore. because you don't go there because, before people might stop, get dinner, or maybe stop at the store because they saw it was driving past.
You were driving past it. You were driving through.
Are you sure you're not? Are you sure you didn't just watch the movie Cars with the girls? Because that's
Radiator City.
Yeah, Radiator. I think you're describing Radiator City.
Well, it's a real life thing because it's so funny because they're like, beware of what you wish for because you're going to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had Morgantown's had commercial real estate space sitting vacant for a long time, and people complain that there's nothing to do here, no restaurants and things like that. Well, I mean,
in a few years they're going to complain there's so many restaurants here.
You're going to need more stoplights and more houses and more traffic,
everything.
And people.
Well, it's funny too because if you've been here a long time since been born. You kind of like smile.
That's a long time.
It is. It's ancient.
Yeah.
But I think there was horse and buggy at that point. Well, there still is.
Those are still here.
Yeah. I haven't seen them as much in town because the traffic's bad for them too. They're going around.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, you think about it, you just smile and laugh because it's like, all right, you didn't live here your whole life, and now you're going to try and tell us how the community is going to be.
Yeah, you moved here from somewhere else, and now it's too busy for you.
Yeah, it's like I remember when
you
I walked uphill to school both ways. Which actually, I thought about it. I did walk uphill both ways to school.
Yes,
we talked about that.
I actually did.
Down
if
the
anybody
valley,
would,
right?
I'm sure it would be you.
Yeah.
Carol probably built the hill.
that was intentional. She was like,
we're buying that house because that way we can go uphill both ways to school. I was like, at least it wasn't barefoot, but other than that,
down the hill, up the hill, down the hill, up the hill.
Yeah.
You had to do it twice.
Yeah. Morning and afternoons.
Yeah. So I mean, Christmas it's a time of year thing, but I also don't want to lose that it's a holiday I also love because I get to see family.
Yeah.
You get together with family. I mean, the gifts are fun, but it's not the part I really enjoy. I mean, I like seeing people get gifts, and I try to.
I like giving gifts. I think we've talked about this. Like it's kind of like a thing for me. I like to pick things out. I like to. Yeah. But I don't necessarily love getting gifts. It feels awkward. I
can't even come up with what I want. The girls always ask me what do you want? And I'll I don't know.
It's so funny. The kids are so thoughtful, and they have no money, and that's they have no abundance of money. They have enough money to do the things they need to do.
Sorry, Gavin. That was Brian did not mean to be offensive.
I wasn't trying to take shots here, but they're young and
they're starting out.
They're starting out.
They're trying to figure it out.
And Allie said that they went and picked something out for me for Christmas, and she had to tell them they had given that to me for Father's Day 2 years ago.
So it was consistent.
Yeah, so it was good. It was a good gift.
I have a family member years ago that I thought you were gonna get I got certificates.
Oh yeah,
wash a car
and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they could be hey, we'll make you a meal or take you to your favorite, right? Some of those things that didn't take cost but take time and effort, and so they can kind of find a way to try and do it.
Acts of service.
I actually found some of those certificates that were never redeemed.
Oh boy, you gotta cash some in.
I mean, at this point, the value of them is much more than what they started.
Yeah. Did they have expiration dates? Because
I don't even think they said what year they were.
That's perfect.
But I was really so yesterday I was on the turnpike and I saw unfortunately there was a FedEx truck on fire going on the turnpike.
No, that's not good.
And the crazy part I thought about was, in the old days, those people hauled mail mostly, right? I mean, that's what they did. Right. But
or
now
goods, but for companies. And
my thought, it was one of those double trailers. Was I wonder how many Christmas presents are going to be affected because of everything now is shipped right there. The amount of boxes we always joke about it, but it's just everything gets shipped somewhere.
Some carrier is bringing it to your house. Amazon, UPS, FedEx, all of them. Every once in a while, you get the crazy yellow, the
DHL. I didn't even know they still existed.
Yeah. Yeah, things wrapped in saran wrap, and you're like, "What is that?
What country did we order this from?" And it came on that carrier.
I know. Yeah. But no, you're totally right. Yeah, that's exactly what popped into my head when you said that. I was like, "Oh, someone's Christmas ruined."
Yeah. They ordered something special, whatever FedEx did, because they probably paid extra for it, and it's no longer. I mean, insurance, but it's just still the timing thing.
It's not that it won't get taken care of. It's just that it just is disruptive, obviously. Right. So
disruptive. Because I think that finding the right Christmas present it's actually interesting. There's more options, but it's harder to do, I think. Because I said, when we were all kids, we'd go to the mall. People don't even know what those are anymore. but you just walk around and then you would find something because everything was on display.
Yeah.
And I said one of the biggest problems with like online is if you don't have a baseline, but you're just trying to find something. I think we talked about this before. It's not going to like show you everything they have. You have to
it doesn't
hone in on something to begin with. And it's like there was times I found great presents for people that like were fun and they were memorable because you just walk it up and all of a sudden it's like that's that person or whatever it is. And now you're like you sit there and you just stare at the home screen like I don't have a place to start. I just don't know where we're going here. Yeah. It's like I need a whole catalog where you like I went through the pages and like circled out what
I remember those days.
You can make you can make it is hard to buy a present for your wife. For me, not for your wife. I don't buy your wife presents.
No,
like for our wives. Yeah. And like we've all talked about it. Like things gone wrong. In my head, in your head, or in Ford's head was like perfect. And so then it makes you gun shy. You know, you're like, I think this would be a good idea, but so then I'm like trying to think of how it would be misinterpreted to not be what I intended.
You know, I think we need to start doing. We get the gift, and we have to give a description with it, right? Like we need to send like a one
why you picked it out.
Yes,
in the card. You should card with why
before they open it. Maybe
right. You read this first so you understand before you get where it's concerned.
I chose this gift because.
Yes. So I had a couple things, but I had so one, and Aaron doesn't listen to the podcast, and I haven't bombed there lately, but it was hilarious last night. We were talking to my cousin, and she knew I was thinking about something. So Erin has for a long time said she wanted a fur coat, right? Which would be, you guys know Erin, would almost seem a little bit out of character.
Where do you even find those nowadays?
I don't know. Well, Ford, I wouldn't buy a brand new Ford. Fur coats are expensive.
Well, I mean, a faux, but I just mean like, remember when we were kids, there was literally like stores, like fur stores, and now they probably all get like.
Yeah. Well, so my aunt found out about it, and I asked about. I knew my grandma had one. Right, but I figured like that wouldn't be good. But I asked my aunt. My aunt was like, "Well, you could go to," and she said Zinman Furs, which may still be in business in Jersey. And I was like, "No, I'm not like trying to buy like a couple thousand, however much a fur coat is. I know it's not cheap.
I don't know,
right? I'm like, I'm not trying to do that." And so my cousin found out about it, and she's calling me in last night, and she was like, my cousin said, "Aaron, I can't believe that you would want a fur coat." And Aaron was like, "I would wear my fur coat while eating veal." I was like, "Oh man, you're bringing it now." So it like reinvigorated me that maybe I do try and find like a fur coat from somewhere because I know exactly what she wants. She's picturing like a mink, like Jessica Rabbit in the whatever that movie was. She had the like big furry coat. You know what I mean? Like that's what she's picturing.
Cruella de Vil. Right?
Yeah.
Is that no?
Well, Cruella de Vil had a giant.
That's the same movie.
No, Roger Rabbit is the one with the. And it has the girl has like the
not the Dalmatians,
not the Dalmatians.
But Cruella de Vil wears a big jacket.
She does wear a Dalmatian. I don't think Aaron would want the Dalmatian.
Not the Dalmatian jacket.
I don't think so. I think that would be that might cross.
Is that going too far?
Maybe I don't know.
She doesn't want a jacket made out of something that could have been a pet.
No. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. She was telling the girls like she had a whole.
I got a buddy who shoots a lot of deer. How does she feel about deer?
I don't know. Well, she said that she was like, I'll get a reindeer coat. Then she said polar bear. The girls are like breaking down like, you'd kill a polar bear. Like,
oh boy. Yeah.
She was just trying to. I think she was just trying to get under their skin with this idea, but. And then they realized
you want it to be like a nuisance animal, like a raccoon.
Yeah. Now, Aaron said anything that people already eat, because then it's okay. Because she made it like Aaron, the girls that get mad if I said Indian, Native American, indigenous people, whatever. Like they would hunt, they would and they made something out of everything. That was Aaron's point. So like by using the hide, Mara tried to shoot her down and said, no, they're just trapping these animals, killing them, and for the skin, and then throw it away. It's wasteful. But then they realized that she has her Canada Goose jacket has the collar, and they were like, and he said something. I was like, no, that's fox, and they were like, that's a real fur, and I was like, yeah. I was like, this is not a new thing with your mom. Like she wants it, but I also think of things that you've bought Tamara. Yeah. Specifically, one comes to mind for each of you that you bought a gift that did not go the way you had planned it to, and I'm like, it was such a well thought out gift. I don't know how that went sideways.
It's usually very well intentioned.
Yeah. I think the better intention. I think that probably is what makes it so, because you're like so excited because you think you nailed it, and you know what I mean. If like you just like got something and you're like, hey, I didn't really put much, like just got it.
Right.
But you're like, I thought through this. I've been like listening all year, trying to pick up hints, like the whole deal, and then you do it, and it wasn't appropriate or wasn't what they were excited about.
Didn't hit the mark.
Did not hit the mark. Did not hit the mark. Yes.
And it's funny because like it's usually the one that feels like it took no effort and no thought that they want.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. They're like I really wanted gift card to Target. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I refuse to do that.
I would not. It took zero effort.
There has to be a certain level of pain involved in this in order to make it feel special.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I mean, go to Target, go to Lowe's, and pick up a card. I mean, you could do that. That's the December 24th.
You don't even
there.
have to go to Target to get the card. I think you can do it at like Sheets, right? I can stop and get gas, and
you can just do it online and it'll like print it out for you.
Yeah, they'll probably just email it to her. So check your email, your Christmas cards
your email,
there.
Christmas presents in there. You're welcome. I feel like that wouldn't work either. I feel like that would be
that might be taking it too far. Yeah. All right. Well.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Go out. Don't forget to buy gifts.
Don't forget to make the season special. And
don't overthink it.
Spend time with family. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It just has to be, just has to be meaningful.
Just has to be meaningful,
just meaningful,
Hopefully it's as meaningful to the person that receives it as the person that gave it.
Yes, perfect.
And if it is not, I would strongly advise that you do not try and double down on your position to explain it. That does not go well. For me, at least, historically, I have learned that if I make the mistake and it is the wrong gift, I'm just going to eat it and move on. I'm just going to own it and say,
just own it.
I don't know what I was thinking. I apologize.
Yeah, I tried and I failed. It's okay.
Maybe next year. It comes every year, Bri. So
Christmas does come every year.
Every year I get another chance at it. We'll see.
No surprises.
No.
Thanks for joining us today, folks. We hope you got something from this, and we hope you have a Merry Christmas.